About 2 months ago, my father was dropping me off at school when there was about 2 inches of icy sludge coating all of campus. As we walked past the gully, I pointed out the tracks made by students determined to sled on the hill leading up to the art center. I told him that last year, not 1, but 2 broken collarbones were the result of such escapades. He chuckled and told me that he, too, once was an idiot of similar proportions. My father, a Rhodes Scholar with a graduate degree in business, told me a story in which he and 3 friends, during a winter at Oxford, in possession of only 1 sled, decided they could all make it down a steep, snowy hill in one go. The solution was, of course, to lie on top of each other on the sled. Happily, they descended the hill and promptly lost the sled to a patch of grass, and so proceeded to ride the unfortunate boy on the bottom all the way down. Having been on top, he assured me it was all great fun. When he told me this, I sort of laughed uncomfortably at this story. Really, in my head, I was thinking, who are you? My father is Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino. Old, stern, conservative, dare I say irascible, and he liked to have fun, mind-blowing. But, of course, everyone's parents were, at one time, teenagers. Perhaps, when they were my age, my parents were not so different from me. And yet, we are dissimilar because their childhoods were hard. They were poor. My grandparents struggled and often failed to raise them properly or give them the love they needed. But I only knew about their lives in these vague terms. My father never spoke about his father, who died of alcoholism when he was young. My mother never talked about her parents' divorce. What's in the details? Who cares? It's ancient history. I was apathetic toward and ignorant about my parents' lives. A close family friend of ours, named Mary Nell, recently received 2 life-threatening diagnoses. She has a rare form of stage 4 colon cancer and an autoimmune disease of the skin. She is 51. Her prognosis is 1 to 2 years. She has a 5-year-old son, Ben. My mother is going to visit her in Washington State in a few days, and she hopes to record Mary Nell on camera in order to capture some of her life experiences for Ben, because he is so young, he won't have many memories of her if she dies. Hearing this news was a slap in the face for me. I don't wish to be morbid, but what if my parents died? What knowledge of them would I be left with? They have entire lives full of experiences and memories that I know nothing about. I realized that I needed to start asking questions. I began the conversations when we were in the car. That way, they couldn't escape. Take note, this works every time. They'd pull that on me whenever they wanted to have uncomfortable conversations, so I figured it would work the other way around. Surprisingly, when questioned, my parents' attitudes about their experiences were something along the lines of, what's in the details? Who cares? It's ancient history. My response? The details make the story come alive. I care, and your history is the one my children will want to hear. So, after some coaxing, they relented. A little. My mother still wants me to be a few years older before she tells me about some of her worst childhood experiences. She wants to maintain the healthy relationship I have with both my grandparents. But until then, I want to know everything about her jobs as a cocktail waitress, a puppeteer, an editor, and an improvisational actor. My parents may seem old to me, but they are so full of life, they're bursting. The story about my father's sledding was, although I didn't realize it at the time, a gift to me. It was a shining moment in my father's memory that he passed down to me especially, because I am his daughter and I carry his memories with me. I will carry them after he has passed away, and I will give them to my children. I am afraid of being forgotten after I die, aren't you? Everyone deserves to be remembered, for at least one more lifetime after their own. But children are incredibly selfish. It's human nature. They ask, and they take, and they don't say thank you. Little Ben is only 5, and he doesn't have the capacity to be truly selfless yet. It simply hasn't crossed his mind that if he loses his wonderful, funny, vibrant, and beautiful mother, he will lose her life experiences as well. But there's hope. Worst case, he'll have a video recording to play over and over again. But I pray that 10 years from now, we'll all sit down, Ben, myself, friends and family, and we'll listen to Mary Nell tell him about her life. We'll swap stories and memories before they fade. So what do you know about your parents or loved ones? Whether they are dead or alive, have you done your research? Or have you, like me, lived for years with someone you don't really know? If you ask me, what's in the details? I tell you, a person's humanity. If you ask me, who cares? I tell you, your children. And if you said to me, it's ancient history, I tell you, no, it's not. Your parents are genetically encoded inside you. To know yourself, you must know them. They are as relevant as you are. You are the keeper of their memory.